Hello again. The next application we're going to use for now is called GIMKIT. So GIMKIT is a whole platform in which, as you can see, you can get some reports about the quizzes you play with your students. You can add assignments and you can connect Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams using GIMKIT. And then you can have some class management tool option here, which is irrelevant for now. For now, we're going to go back to kids and we are going to start using the GIMKIT application mostly for creating a quiz, a game. What I think is really extraordinary about GIMKIT is that you can create a quiz in which you can add information, questions, etc. from others. So you can create a kit adding 2 or 3 questions, and then you can add 100 questions made by others in order to finish a kit which will have 200 questions or whatever. So GIMKIT for me is the best tool you can find for creating kits and games and quizzes, because after we finish creating the quiz ourselves or stealing from others, then we will have a huge quiz which we can play in a 3D environment. We can play a game out of the quiz we made. Let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna go back to kids, right? And here you see the option for discovery. And here we can search GIMKIT library with over 30 million kits. I'm gonna search for a kit about history, World War II, or whatever. So here you can find many kits made by others. And you can see how many plays they have. So if they have many plays, it means that it might be very good a quiz. I'm gonna choose one, doesn't matter which one, maybe this one. So now you can see that we have the quiz made by another colleague. We can scroll down, see the questions we like, or if we don't like, we can change something. And then we have some options on the left corner right there. We can play live, so we can start playing the game live with our students inside the class, and now it will transform the quiz not in a 2D environment but in a 3D environment where we can play the floor is lava using GIMKIT, right? But it's gonna be the quiz we made. Other option, have copy. We can copy the quiz in our library. This is very important if you want to get some information and some information about what and how well your students went. Then we have the option for practice, so we can practice ourselves and play inside the class, or we can copy and share the link for the practice option. We can share the quiz, of course. We can export it. You can export it to a text, right? So you can do so many things using GIMKIT. For now, that's pretty much everything. So you can just find the quiz you like, scroll down, see if everything is alright, and play it live inside the class with your students. So once I click play live, you can see I can choose a type of game, continue. Here I can choose the duration of the game, how much energy our students will get every time they reply correctly. We can add nickname generators. This is really interesting for the students. And once we are done, we click continue. So now the application GIMKIT is going to take us to an environment where our students can join and play a 3D game with us. We can join as player or we can just spectate our students. So once we are ready, we just need to copy the link or scan a QR code, and our students will be part of this specific game. That's option number 1. Just search for discovery, search for a quiz, find it and play it with your student inside the classroom. The next option will be to create a new kit. So if you want to get reports, accuracy, participants reports, etc., it's important to do 2 things. First of all, you can create a kit. If you create a kit, you can get reports. The second option is, if you find a kit from Discovery that you like, you have to copy it to your library in order to get reports about this specific kit. Otherwise, it will not give you reports. Okay, let's go back. And now I'm gonna show you how to create new kits from the scratch. The procedure is pretty much the same. We just need to click new kit, add some name for our kit. You can choose the language, the subject, and once you are ready, you can just click next. You can add or upload a cover page, doesn't matter which one, and that's it. So now we have some options here. We have the option to add a question. We can generate questions with AI, and this is really interesting. We can use Kit Collab flashcards, or we can always import from spreadsheets. I'm gonna choose option number 1 for now. I'm gonna add a question, and this is pretty straightforward. You just add a question. You can always choose multiple choice or text input, whatever you like. You can add audio, photo, equations, and you can have multiple correct questions, right? Let's see. And that's it. So now we have created our first question. Next option will be to generate with AI. So you can ask AI to create some question. So I want questions about feelings. Why not? You can choose a grade and how many questions you want. Let's see how it works. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple for everyone to use it. And there it is. So we now created 10 questions using AI from GIMKIT. I'm gonna click add all questions, and there it is. Now we have questions made by AI. The third option we have is to add from a question bank. So here what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna search online for a kit about feelings. I can find one, right? And then I can add all the questions in my kit. Or I can choose which questions I like and add only those. I'm gonna click add all questions. So now let's see. We have created a kit with just one question from us and almost 70 made by others or by AI. So simple. We have created a quiz. We can click all done. So now we have a quiz. There it is, which has 52 questions, right? We can go on and play it live with our students. We can edit it, copy it, practice with it, or share it with just a copy and paste link. So once we play this specific game, then we will get reports, and you can see that reports are really interesting because it gives us a whole statistical analysis of the questions themselves, a student overview. You can see quick stats about who and how, and then we can have a student by student analysis. And of course, what I'm using in my classes is that we can export the analysis we just see in a PDF, and then you can give marks and points to your students using the application of GIMKIT. That's it. So I'm gonna fast forward. Remember what we saw with GIMKIT. We saw that you get reports about the quizzes, you can make assignments with Google Classroom, etc., or do some class management. Other than that, you can create new kits and you can add questions from your own information or from AI or from other kits made by others. Once we have created the quiz, we can move on and play it live in a very interesting and 3D environment. For example, the floor is lava, or domination, apocalypse, and stuff like that. So we can play a nice game with our student based on the quiz we almost made, because we created just one question after all. So that's it, that's GIMKIT. For me, it's the best gamification app there is, so I totally recommend you. Next application we're gonna use is Canva. Of course, you know Canva, you use it for so many reasons, but today we're gonna use it for some specific reasoning about flashcards mostly. Thanks for watching.